Okay, right now we're in San Francisco. We have a series against the Giants here. About an hour from where I grew up, a little town called Windsor, California. Used to come here a lot as a kid. It's always nice. It's always kind of when the schedule comes out, those are kind of always the first things I look at when we're coming up here. Kind of start already making plans with the friends and families. When I was younger, I wasn't always the biggest, strongest kid, and you know, I had dreams of obviously being a Major League Baseball player. And when you're young like that, sometimes you might be, you know, you could be maybe embarrassed or you know, people might tease you for having big dreams or something like that.
And the pitcher, the left-hander, Scott Alexander, making his first start of the season. Actually, his first start in a long time. As Alexander gets the strikeout on Mitchell.
Well, I grew up in Santa Rosa, went to Carl Newman High School, not too far from here. My first game I ever went to was at Candlestick Park. And then I'm obviously coming here as a kid with my dad. Was the first time I really started loving baseball, I think.
I had the pleasure of coaching Scotty his senior year. He always put a lot of work in on his own without having to be told.
Well, it was pretty easy, you know. You just sort of gave him the ball and let him throw because, you know, he was a pretty dominant pitcher.
I think the thing that I was impressed with the most about Scott was his work ethic. I mean, the kid didn't know when to quit, and he always wanted to get better every day.
I was invited to a showcase, and I pitched really, really well, and I had like all these like voicemails on my parents' answer machine from these different teams and stuff like that. And I guess that was kind of at the time where it kind of hit us like maybe there, you know, there's something to it.
Alexander was ultimately selected in the 6th round of the 2010 draft by the Kansas City Royals and achieved his dream of reaching the majors in 2015. But 2 years later, his attention turned back to his hometown.
I was in Kansas City actually when it happened because I was still playing with the Royals, and I got a call from my older brother who came into the city, and he called me and he was just like, you know, Windsor's on fire.
Well, fire crews in California say they're concerned that wind and drought conditions will keep fueling wildfires already burning in the state. It's currently the largest wildfire in California.
The fires at the school, and I know, you know, part of the baseball field was burned a little bit, and I know a lot of the coaches and some of the students lost their, you know, their homes and really everything they own. So I guess, you know, obviously for them to come out and just kind of get to kind of just hang out and see, get a glimpse of a big league stadium, maybe get to see some of the guys, you know, come out for some batting practice, and just kind of a little treat for them.
Scotty, what's up? Hey, thanks for doing this, man. I keep it. I'm sorry. Love you so much. I have a present for you.
What's up, brother? Good job. Keep up the good work, man.
Scotty, good to see you, Scotty. How you doing, baby? Good to see you. Good to see you.
Since I had graduated, I'd gone back a lot, and I would go and help some of the pitchers and go help some of the practices and things like that.
You were a graduate of, what year, Scotty?
07.
It's 07, so 12 years ago, was in the exact same position you guys are, and, you know, living a dream. So
I think when you see someone that came from a similar place that you did, or you know, obviously I went to the same school they did, and I think it's easier to relate maybe in a way. When I was in their shoes, I wasn't the biggest, strongest kid there, and you know, I had aspirations of being a Major League Baseball player that even then.
I think the main thing is, you know, to just always believe in yourself and always have a goal and always be trying to reach it. You know, when I was younger, I used to be embarrassed to tell people that I wanted to be a Major League player. It was like I was small and, you know, I wasn't the best, but. And so to feel embarrassed or to feel like you know, maybe that like people might not think that you could ever do that, you know, that's gonna happen to you guys.
To see Scotty playing ball for a living and living out his dream, something that he's worked very hard for, but to see him here today in this atmosphere, talking to our kids and saying and giving them some good advice, very proud of him.
He's a good role model for kids, and he works really hard, and I'm glad to see him continue to have the success that he's having.